What's up, guys? My name is Robbie Greenfield, and I'm founder of Umoja Protocol. And today we're going to be talking about synthetic options. So, what are synthetic options? Well, synthetic options actually aren't options at all. Again, all synths are just trading strategies that replicate different things. In this case, a synthetic option is a trading strategy that replicates a crypto option, specifically for Bitcoin, Ether, and for AVAX. Now, again, because it's not an option itself, it comes with certain benefits and certain costs that are fundamentally different from options, which we'll get into. But first, a metaphor to better understand what synthetic options are. If you're familiar with Pokemon, you may have heard of the Pokemon Ditto. Ditto is a Pokemon that effectively can clone or replicate into any other Pokemon. It can learn all of its attacks, and it can look the exact same. However, Ditto isn't those Pokemon, right? It's not a Charmander or a Pikachu or Charizard or any of the sort. Yet it has this ability to change itself to look like and perform like those other monsters. And synthetic options are virtually the exact same. Even though they're just a trading strategy, they replicate the value of an actual option. And this is incredibly important because it allows you to expose yourself to something that is a derivative without using one, and it allows you to strip out certain risks associated with leveraging options, which is primarily liquidation. The underlying trading strategy of synthetic options is a leveraged perpetual futures trading strategy. We leverage perpetual futures, which is another type of derivative that doesn't have the terms that options do, and we constantly trade them to mimic the value of a short or a long option, or that of a put or call. In doing so, we unlock the potential of options like exposure, but with a lot less of the constraints like terms and strike prices that you would have in traditional options. Additionally, the perpetual futures market is much more liquid than the options market. In fact, for Bitcoin, it's over 30 times more liquid. This allows you to access options like exposure at a significant less cost than you would typically be able to. And it allows you to choose strikes and terms that you wouldn't otherwise be able to select with normal options. Synthetic options are more affordable, more flexible, and they're easier to use than traditional options. Now, one major difference, and this gets into the risks of synthetic options, is that you have to put down collateral. You don't pay a premium like a traditional option. This would be akin to, instead of purchasing a shirt for a normal price, you instead leave another shirt that you own and you borrow the shirt that you want to wear. So you put down collateral to get this exposure rather than paying a fee. Now that collateral is refundable minus or plus the different profits that you make over time. So in this shirt example, say the shirt accrues in value and now you have even more money than you had before and also the new shirt. That's great. But of course, if you put down your shirt and it loses value, then of course they're going to have to request some money from you when you return the shirt that you borrowed. See what I'm saying? The collateral is really your balance. It is used for the trading strategy itself. You give your money to the protocol facilitates the trading strategy on your behalf, and whatever profit and loss is gained or lost during that time is then transferred back to you. And these can be the risks associated with synthetic options. Because they act just like normal options, they don't just accrue money, they can also lose money depending on where the market is going. Now, the benefit to this is that typically synthetic options, in contrast to that of Deribit or Binance, are a lot more affordable. In most cases, when you're going super long, like months long or super short, then those cost efficiencies can wane. Because again, you have to pay the trading fees and the profit and loss accrued over that amount of time that you're making that next bet, which of course all options are. More importantly, synthetic options not only can be used directly, but they can be used to create smart coins. Imagine we have STETH or staked ETH. Now you get staked ETH by taking ETH and staking the Lido protocol. By staking the Lido protocol then stakes the Ethereum network, and then it returns you an APY, which is effectively the rewards for staking the ETH. Now, staked ETH gives you an APY of around 3 to 4%. It's not too much, and of course, it has a massive attack vector, and that's what's called impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is when you're staking an asset, and over time, that asset loses value. In fact, you lose more money than what you otherwise could if you just taken that ETH and traded it or put it somewhere else. And this is a massive problem that doesn't just affect ETH, but it affects virtually every staked asset in existence, at least in the context of crypto. Now, let's say we wanted to create a hedged version of STETH, or one that protected the value of ETH even if it went down, but then also accrued the APY that you're due for staking the ETH in the first place. So effectively, STETH that doesn't have impermanent loss. Well, you could get very close. You could create a smart coin that is one part STETH and another part synthetic put option. And you could take the yield coming from the STETH and reinvest it into the synthetic put option. That way, if the market were to go down, you would have protection and earn money as you're also earning a percentage of that APY. Now, granted, it wouldn't be as much, and the amount of APY that you would get would be very variable. But of course, it would be a superior asset to that of just STETH. You could also do this in the long form. Say you have a bull market and you want to go further long on ETH, meaning that you want to stake it and then also reinvest the yield into a synthetic call option. You could also do that as well. These two boosted versions of ETH are ideally better than the initial native version of STETH. And it is two examples of one of many that you can create using Sense rather than trading with them directly. Hopefully this video was helpful into introducing you to what synthetic options are. I know that concepts like these can be very, very difficult, but it is helpful to learn and understand even if you don't use Sense directly, but particularly if you are a trader. Until next time, we'll see you, and you can learn more at umoja.xyz in the meantime. All right, peace.